Hey everybody, the springs finally got here today, and I'm just bench fitting everything to make sure everything fits. And so far, so good. Everything fit good. The front brackets we made last week, they fit real nice. The only problem I had is when the springs got here, one of the bushings wasn't the whole way through, so I just had to get a big socket and the old C-clamp and straighten that out, but that was no big deal. You expect that when you get it. Aside from about 10 pounds of tape glue that's still on them, man, they really taped them suckers up and mail them to us. Shackles fit in there nice. My buddy Danny made me up these pipes here, these tubes that I'm going to weld into the frame on that last video, number 2 that we talked about, where I'm going to drill. I'm going to slide these in. I'll weld this, tack this side in, and I'll just cut them to fit perfect. And I'll tack this side, get everything tacked, and we'll swing the spring up in, and wherever those brackets we made land, and we'll tack them as well. My goal is they're going to land right in line with the ones we talked about the other day, right in line with those brackets right there, but under the frame. I still got to get underneath there and cut them old brackets out. I'll do that probably tomorrow night. Had a rough couple days at work. I just wanted to give the garage a little bit of time, so I'm just going to save this little segment and I'll add it to that segment and piece it together, and hopefully I'll have something for you guys this weekend on YouTube. Thank you. So I know I said I wasn't going to do anything tonight, but I came back out and I just wanted to take one of the hangers off, and I did it in place. The old hanger there, and I looked up in there, and right behind it there's a little bit of rot right there. I guess the moisture got behind it, because those ones were only riveted on, so I only had to cut the rivets loose. So I'm gonna have to repair that before I do anything, and so I'm gonna go ahead tomorrow night and just drop the frame down. It'll be a lot easier. I'll make the necessary repair work and stuff like that, and then just have to drop it down and put it back up, drop it down. So I might leave it out for a day or two and go ahead and clean the whole dang thing and paint it before I put it back here. I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk to all you guys tomorrow. Take care. Hey guys, I went ahead and I dropped the frame down. It's a little bit of work, you know, running back and forth when you're doing it by yourself. But I got it down, and I went ahead and started on the patch repair I showed you guys yesterday. I cut the damaged rusted piece of crap out of there, and I got the other piece ready to go in there. You'll notice a gap the whole way around. The reason for that is you want a full penetration weld, especially if you're going to grind it flat. You still want your weld filament there, so you want to burn it in. You want that weld to go the whole way through, and that way you can sand the outside nice and smooth, and nobody will even know it's there. But it's the point. But if you remember that, you know, you want a full penetration weld for something like that. That might be all I do tonight, because this little guy is afraid of the rain storms, and only Dad'll do. And it's getting ready to rain, so I might have to go in with him in a few minutes. But other than that, I'll be back with you in a couple minutes after I get that tacked up. Right now I just have a magnet holding it in place. All right, well, we got it tacked, and like I said, we got a nice gap the whole way around. That's called a full penetration weld again. It's for strength. We know we're going to grind it smooth after we're done welding it, and we still want to maintain the strength. My tube for the spring is going to land like right in here. So you know, you want a good strong weld there. You don't want to be fooling around. So full penetration weld. All right, there's your full penetration weld. My big gun ain't operating the best, but it's good and strong. Now I'm going to sand that out, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, there it is. It's all welded out. It's nice and smooth, just as strong as the day it was made. Let me show you something around the back. What I was talking about earlier with the full penetration weld. You can see it in there. Just see it. It's welded the whole way around on the inside, just like it is on the outside. So that made it so we were able to grind that nice and smooth and not lose any strength. So that's what I was talking about with full penetration weld. There was one little tiny spot up the top. I wish it would have been a little bit better, but my MIG unit's really old, and I would have TIG welded it with my TIG welder over there, but simple fact of the matter is somebody left the gas on all night, and I think his name was Brian, so I got to go get some argon. So I just MIG'd it. It's plenty strong, believe me. So yeah, that's what I was talking about with a full penetration weld. And like I told you guys earlier, I've never built a car before, and I'm learning as I go. But when I say something about welding, you can pretty much pay attention to what I say. I've been doing it for 30 years, and the only thing different is they don't look as pretty as when I was young, but in fairness, I can't see anymore. All right, take care. I'm just mocking things up. I drilled the holes. I put the tubes my friend Dan made into the frame, just tacked on one side because I want to make sure. And just what we talked about happened. I swung it up in, and you can look at the hole right there. It looks like, you know, they're pretty darn close to right in line. I may have to, you know, once I pick it up that last little bit, there's a slight gap there. It's going to line right up, and them springs are going to be right where the factory ones were, except they're going to be under the frame. So I'm going to work on taking this bracket off, getting this front tacked up in, doing some cleaning. There's some frame repair that I found behind that bracket I'm going to do. So I'll get back with you guys in a while. I just wanted you to know I am working on it a little bit today. There it is. I took the bracket off and show you why we call this car Sad News. This big hole right here is where they used to, you know, if you had to change the spring or drop the spring to get the hardware in and out. Well, over the years, I guess, you know, the water and everything else got in there. So behind the bracket, it's trashed pretty good. So I'm gonna have to take a detour, and I guess I got to fix it. You know, we're solid on this side. We're solid all the way down, but right there. So I'm gonna have to take a little detour, and I'll get that fixed up. And once I get it ready to go, I'll check back in. It's starting to rain, so I had to bring the tractor and stuff in, so I'm a little limited on space. I had to cut the frame rail. It was really bad. Yeah, I cut the section out. I'm going to see if I can fab one up. I put a cross brace in, hold everything in place. I used them old jack things side to side to keep everything right where it needs to be. And I'm going to see what I can do. You know, reason I haven't stopped already and said screw this and went and looked for a frame is the Nicky package that my buddy Kevin Nagy and we put that in, I guess, about 1.5 years ago, give or take. And it's a really nice kit, and my frame rails are really good there in the front. They're really good there. The back ain't too bad, and then I got right to where the front part of the springs go, and man, it's a mess. I got the piece that I cut out here on the table. You can see it's really bad. Yeah, I cut back till I got some good metal back here. And I cut a little bit further back than I needed to over here, only because the gusset that's in there, I'm going to have to put, you know, a gusset back in when I make a new one. It's for strength. So I'm going to dissect this one, make 2 channel pieces, try to put one together just like it, and see how it goes. And then I'll make gusset pieces that go into the frame, and we'll go over that whenever I get to it. But I'm going to give it my best try to fix it. But worst case, I'll have to cut that sub package loose and find a different frame to attach it to. Don't really have any choices, so I'm gonna go get me a couple pieces of metal and see what I can do. See ya. Hey guys, I'm just now starting the initial phases of fixing yesterday's debacle. I got a couple plates, just C-clamp that go inside the frame. They go back about 3-4 inches, which is fine. I mean, I'm just using the 1/8 inch plate I have left over in the shop. I'm almost out of material. I got just enough to do this one side today. I'm getting ready. The only fun part about today is I finally got to break my plasma cutter out. I ain't had it out a long time. Having a good time with that. And I ain't lost my touch. I mean, it's about as straight as an arrow. It's about as straight as you're gonna get with a cut. Anyway, I'm gonna put this. I got a magnet sitting there. I'm gonna slap this up on there, flush with the one side, just to trace something out. Like that. And, I'm going to trace that out, and I got some metal folding, a little bit of welding to do, and I'll show you guys what I'm really up to here. Alright, so I got the H bracket built that I wanted to make, and in here, pull it in there, welded both sides. You have to take my word for it, but it's welded. I put a land down the bottom on the inside. Take my word for it there, it's there. So what I'm going to do, I went back in about, I don't know, 4.5 inches. I'm going to spot weld, or excuse me, plug weld these in. That'll suck up that plate. I got the exact same thing on the other side. Then I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to weld it all the way around on here. And then this one will be ready to go. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I gotta wait until I get some more material. I ordered it, coming in the mail. But anyway, it's gonna be a little harder on that one because I got that little radius there, but no big deal. I mean, it is what it is. And then once we get the two sides like that, I'm gonna make the 2 C channels and put it back together the way it was. But that should get us pretty darn close to as perfect as this thing's ever going to be. It was a little bugger to make these bracket because, you know, the frame's not perfect, guys. I mean, it is what it is. It's just folded over metal that they hammered together. Looks like they stick welded it together. I don't know what kind of process they used back then, but that's what it looks like to me. A bunch of bubble weld and stuff. But you know, we got it in there, and that's what we're going to do. I even put the little relief holes like they had on the one that I pulled out. So I don't know if that's for looks or it's got a purpose, but we did it. All right, well, that's what I got right now. I'm gonna go ahead and weld this in. I'll get back to you.